Hi, it's Coach Todd, head coach at NoLimitsTriathlon.com. Today's video I'm going to talk to you about what I'm going to eat in my Ironman. I have an Ironman coming up on Sunday. Today's Monday. So what I did is I went to the store. Well, first thing I did is I looked through my cupboard and find out, what do I have left over for nutrition and what do I need to buy. So I had to go buy a bunch of stuff. And so I went to my favorite local triathlon store, tryit.ca, and then I picked up some stuff. And so this picture here shows you some of the things that I'm going to use for my race. So you can see that I bought quite a bit of stuff today, which is kind of fun and kind of scary at the same time. So usually what I do is I usually pick one flavor of gel, and then that lasts me the whole race. And so, but when I went to the store today, I said, "Hey Maddie, do you have this type of gel?" And she said, "Sorry Todd, it's going to be coming in a couple of days, and I don't want to be running around in a couple of days, so I'll be leaving soon." So I decided to get different flavors. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a little bit of flavor for my Ironman. And so I'm going to show you what I'm going to have. The first gel I'm going to have. So what I did is I looked at the stock that they had available, and I'm going to go with that. So typically this is how I do the gels. I like for fueling my body in Ironman, I like using gels and liquid calories. So the first gel I'm going to have is I'm going to use a PowerGel, and the flavor is vanilla. So I've bought 5 of these, and what I'm going to do is I take one of these Hammer Nutrition gel flasks, and what you do is you just unscrew the top, take this, tear it open, and then you squeeze it in. And so inside each of these I can get 5 gels. So the day before Ironman, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 5 of these and squeeze them in here. And that's going to be gel flask number 1. So when I'm on the bike, so I'm going to swim, do my transition, and in transition I'm going to grab 2 gel flasks. First gel flask is going to be full of vanilla, and the second gel flask is going to be a different flavor. So it's going to be a very flavorful Ironman for me, which I hope it goes good. It could be bad, I don't know, but I'm hoping it's going to be good. So after I've run out of this, so what I'm going to do, every 30 minutes I'm going to be taking a gel. And so it's basically taking a swig from this. Now there are some lines here on the side. I don't know if you can see that. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it tells you how many gels are in the container, so that when you squeeze it in, you squeeze it out, you can know how much you've had. Now it's for me, I find it very difficult to know if I've had exactly 1 gel. So I don't think I'm going to have 1 gel, so I just give it a good squeeze, and I say that's close enough to 1 for me. But after I've done 5 of these, after this is empty, I'm going to go on to gel flask number 2, and I'm going to have this behind my back, because I'm going to be biking in a bike jersey that has the big 3 pockets. So I'm going to put this in the far right hand pocket, and then the second gel flask is going to be in the middle pocket. And in the second gel flask, I'm going to have 2 of these. I'm going to use these. I've never used these ones before, but Maddie promises me that they're really delicious. And what this is Goo Energy Gel. Can you see that? And the flavor is salted caramel. My gosh, that sounds fantastic. Doesn't that sound delicious? And so I'm going to try salted caramel after I've run out of the PowerGel Vanilla. And so that's 10 gels, and really that should last me throughout the bike ride. Now if it doesn't, I'm going to have some extra gels in my special needs. So when I come to special needs at 90, I can pick up another gel flask, or probably just some extra gels, or some. What I'll probably do, because I've been kind of hooked on these. What these things are, I just tried them this year, and these are the Cliff Shot Blocks, and this flavor here, what is this? Cran Raz. So it must be cranberry mixed with the raspberry, Cran Raz. And I like these things a lot, so I'll probably throw these in my special needs. Kind of gives me a bit of a chew instead of a kind of a jelly kind of thing. So I'm going to put probably a couple of these in my special needs just to mix it up. But really that should be enough for my bike. So that's going to be 10 gels plus a couple of these, plus in my drinks what I'm going to be doing is this. I'm going to have 4 water bottles on my bike. Now the first 2 water bottles are going to be filled with heat, And the flavor I picked today, and again, Maddie says she likes this flavor, and I like this flavor too, so I'm not going to put it all on Maddie, so don't worry. This one here is Hammerhead, and the flavor is lemon lime. So I'm going to put, I'm going to have 2 bottles of lemon lime. And after I've done the lemon lime, then I'm going to switch to Perpetuem. And the flavor of Perpetuem I'm going to use is orange vanilla. Doesn't that sound delicious? So starting off the day with lemon lime, vanilla power gels, switching over to salted caramel, and then finishing it off with orange vanilla. So that's going to have 4 water bottles. What I try to do is I try to go through a water bottle. I try to go through a water bottle an hour. So that's going to be 4 bottles, and my bike time hopefully is going to be around 5.5 hours. So I need some more. I need some more water bottles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an empty water bottle, and I'm going to put that in my special needs. And I'm going to, inside that, I'm going to put some powder. And the powder is going to be this. Okay, so I'm not going to shake it up. It's not going to be pre-mixed. It's just going to have the powder inside, and next to it, it's going to be a water bottle just with water in it. So when it comes to special needs, I'll take the water bottle, pour the water in, shake it up, so then I have some fresh Perpetuem for me to finish off my bike ride. Now, if something happens, if I lose the water bottle, if I mess up there in special needs somehow, it's no problem, no worries, because what I'll do is I'll just take some nutrition from the aid stations along the way, and they're giving out, I'm sure they're giving out some kind of a Powerade or Gatorade type drink, and that's no big deal too. But I like, for myself, I like to be in control of my calories and what I'm drinking. So I'm going to be going with a Hammerhead and a Hammer Perpetuem. Now let's move on to the run. So I still got some more gels. Now in my Hawaii training camp, Anthony Jr., he swore by these things. Now these things are called, let's try to zoom in, see if you can see that. That's a goo, and it's called Roctane. And the flavor is pineapple. Does that show up there? Pineapple. And so I only had one in Hawaii. I mean, Anthony had a box of them. But he gave me one to try. And during one of our training runs, it really did give me that extra boost. And I was able to catch him at the end, so I thought that was pretty good. So I got 5 of these. So just like on the bike, I'm going to take another gel flask. I'm going to fill this with 5 pineapples. And that should last me pretty good. Now, the reason why, I might not take all 5, but I'll fill this thing up with 5, because then it's easier to come out. Like, say if I just put in 3 gels into this thing, it won't come out as easy as if it's full. So that's why I'll fill it right up. And so then, after I've done halfway in the run, I'm going to take this, I'm going to toss it. Then I'm going to move on to another gel flask. So this is going to be my 4th gel flask. And inside this gel flask, I've got another gel that I've never tried before. Now, I don't usually recommend you guys to try something new on a race day, especially with nutrition. For me, my stomach is pretty good. I know that the biggest thing that could go wrong is probably in the liquid calories, but I've been using Heed many times. And the gels, for me, I think it's not going to affect me much. So I can play around with that. But if you have a sensitive stomach, don't go playing around with different flavors. Stick with what you know works well, and don't go being adventurous. For me, I'm gonna have some fun this Ironman. I want to have a whole bunch of different flavors. And so the last flavor I'm going to have, I've never tried this one either before. The flavor sounds a little bit iffy to me, but what the heck. Maddie again says it's really tasty, so I'm going to try it. And this one here is back to goo. And the flavor is salted watermelon. For those of you who know me, I like salt a lot, so I could put salt in everything. However, I've never put salt on a watermelon, so this is going to be my treat for me on the last half of the run. You know, when your legs are screaming at you and you just want to slow down, this is going to kickstart everything. So I'm putting all my money on salted watermelon. So, and then the other thing I'm going to do too, if it's going to be a really hot day, I'm going to be adding some Fizz tablets to each water bottle. And the flavor of this is grapefruit flavor. So grapefruit plus lemon lime is going to give me a delicious flavor. And grapefruit plus orange vanilla, that's going to be a wonderful mix too. Now the other thing too, so I've got that going on. If it is still hot, I'm going to throw these in for sure. And then I'm going to use Hammer Endurolites. Okay, and so these guys here, I'll have these in a little flip-top container like this. Right now this just contains my salt tabs. And I'm going to take these and throw them in my back pocket as well. And on the run, I'll probably just run with them. And if you don't have one of these flip-top containers, just go to your local convenience store and buy the little M&M packages. And you get a treat plus a container for your salt tabs. And then you just pop it open and pop them in your mouth, so you're good to go. So that's pretty much it, and what I'm going to use for Ironman. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to carry all this stuff on my bike right away. Okay, so now we're at the bike here. I'm going to show you how I'm going to carry all this stuff. And so those gel flasks I showed you before that are going to be containing all my gels, those are going to be carried on my body. So I'm going to pick them up in the bike to run, or the swim to bike bag is going to have my gels. I'm going to pick them up there, put them in my back pocket of my bike jersey. I like to bike with a bike jersey on. I like to cover my shoulders so I'm not going to get a sunburn. Now I haven't quite decided whether I'm going to run in the bike jersey or just wear a singlet. And the singlet has a pocket in the back too, but if it's a hot day I might just wear the bike jersey too and just run. And I really don't like to get sunburned, so I want to protect my arms as much as possible. But whatever happens, it's going to be very similar. That the gels are going to be carried with me in my back pocket, or I'll run with them. But now we're onto the bike here. So you remember that I told you I'm going to be having heat for the first 2 bottles, and then the second bottle is going to be Perpetuem. So what I did today is I went to the local bike store and I bought some cheap water bottles. These guys here are like $5. I didn't even look at them, but they've got rabbits on them. And it's interesting what the rabbits are doing. Anyhow, these are like $5, so I don't mind chucking them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this up, and this is going to have heat in it. Okay, and so this guy's going to go right there. The second bottle is going to go right there, and this is going to be my heat. So remember, heat, lemon, lime, and if it's hot, I'm throwing in a fizz in each water bottle. Okay, now I'm going to have 2 more water bottles, and I'm going to fill these up with Perpetuem. And the Perpetuem, these guys are going to go behind. So these are going to go up in here. Let's see if I can just go up a little bit so you can see it's behind the seat. Okay, so these guys are going to go behind the seat. So what it means is I'm going to have to reach behind and grab it and then drink from there. But once these guys down here are empty, when I come to an aid station, I'm going to take my empty bottles and then chuck them they got kind of like a garbage can, or sometimes they have little targets you can shoot for and try and get the menu score. I have a pretty good target rate, probably like 50%, so not too bad. I try not to hit the volunteers if possible, for sure. You don't want to hit the volunteers. It's really fun chucking your empties at the aid station. So let's get back to this. I'm going to have one here, and once I'm done, this one here is going to be empty. I'm going to take the Perpetuem, reach behind and grab it, and put it down here. So then I can just drink from here. For me, it's easier to reach down here than it is going behind the back. So I want to try and keep my balance as smooth as possible. So if I keep reaching behind there, you're going to increase your chance to crash. So I want to keep everything to a minimal. So I'm going to have all my drinks down here that I'm going to be drinking from. And then once this guy's gone, I'm going to reach back to here and grab my 4th bottle and then start drinking it. This guy here will be chucked, and then I'll put this one in here and just keep sipping. And then once this one is gone, then I'll take another one for my special needs and put it here as well. And then I have this one here will be empty and chucked, and so they're going to be clear, so I can grab a water bottle from an aid station, take it, and put it in here. But just so you guys know, in a lot of these Ironman events, what they do is they don't give you water or the Gatorade or Powerade or whatever it's going to be in like a water bottle. It's like one of these store-bought bottles, and so it doesn't quite fit here as well as it should, so it kind of shakes a little bit, so it's not ideal. Just remember that when you're doing your race. But that's it. And some people will have in between the bars a water bottle. For me, I don't like that, so I don't use it. A lot of people here on the top tube, they will put a bento box. And so the bento box, they can carry all their gels, all their bars and salt tablets and stuff. You can put it right there. I don't do that as well. I just like to have my back pocket behind me. And so that's how I'm going to carry all my nutrition. And when I'm running, I'm not going to be having fluid, so I can take the fluid from the aid station, but I'll be running with probably a gel flask full of gels. So that's how I'm going to do everything for Ironman. Doesn't it sound like a delicious day? And so I hope you guys give me your thoughts. What do you think about some of these flavors? And I'll let you know how they work out too. I'm hoping they worked out pretty good. So that's it, guys. Thanks and happy training.